The first time I used Vue was when I was building my personal website, and actually used the Vue-powered SPA, that was with some. And then after that, like whenever I am building any side project, like I just want to use Vue.
You don't use Vue professionally at work?
Oh no, we use Vue at work also. Send Cash and Get Cards Africa.
Awesome.
They're also built with Vue. Okay,
but you don't test?
No, we carry out tests, but not using core frameworks, because Send Cash and Get Cards at the moment, like with the way they're built, is not so, is not a grand application. It kind of just has one main feature and purpose. But I'm sure you're going to convince me otherwise that we should still test, but we should still
so because of the average level of everybody here, I wouldn't be testing like very bogus things. It would just be very basic stuff, so that when you read, the truth is that Cypress documentation is like really intuitive. Like as long as you can read English language, you can actually like use Cypress to test. So I don't know if I can share my screen yet.
Yeah,
okay,
yes,
I can. Wrong screen. Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, sorry, I have everybody's head showing on my screen. Okay, so end-to-end tests. Sorry guys, I would edit this. It's supposed to be end-to-end testing. End-to-end testing with Vue and Cypress. So I would like this to be very interactive. So if I get to any slide that you sort of don't get, I would appreciate if you probably just call. I mean, we're not a lot, so I think you can unmute and call my attention or something. So we'll just have like a basic overview, talk about processes and tools, then talk about why we're here, end-to-end test with Cypress, and then I'll just do a very, very simple demo that everyone here can sort of understand. So yeah, as we all know, web development has evolved. And if there's anybody here that maybe touched some HTML codes when they were much younger, you'd agree that the way that it used to be written then is not how it's written now. I mean, the 2000s, people mostly cared about writing code. I came across somebody's what's it called, article on Medium, where he was just ranting about the fact that he needed to care about some certain animation and how a button looked, because in people's words, it's evolving. So like people mostly just cared about writing their code and just deploying. I mean, if you remember sites we used to open then on our tiny Java and Symbian phones, they were not all that. Compared to now, where, I mean, when somebody releases a product, you're excited to go and check out the website or whatever, because like really fine stuff going on in there. So now we have fancy frameworks, we have Vue, we have Angular, we have React, we have animation and GSAP that helps us with like awesome animations. We have libraries used to get work done. And we manage a lot of things on our client side, on the client side of our applications, like network requests, logics, I mean, interfaces. A lot of things are handled on our end, rather than the backend handling most of the things for us. So of course, we needed a tool to manage all this stuff coming up. And that's where, you know, not really Cypress, but that's where testing in general came in. We needed to test because the web was growing. The web is growing. So yeah, we talk about end-to-end tests. End-to-end test ensures our application flows as expected by testing the full software product from end to end. It also outlines the product system dependencies and ensures that every component, every function that we've integrated is working as it should. So the main goal of testing is sort of to see your application from like your end user's point of view by visualizing what their reality really is when they are using your application, like how they would put a certain input or click a certain button, stuff like that. So, sorry, I needed to put my phone on silent. Okay. We do end-to-end test or unit test or anything like that. So first off, can you guys hear me? I think my internet's sort of disconnected today. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So am I too fast?
No, you're doing fine.
Okay. So yeah, we have like three major reasons. I have like three major reasons here why testing is carried out. We have like backend, we have the multi-tier system, we have consistent user experience. So for the backend, I mean, you can't always when you want to like check whether a certain URL is working, you can just like literally write a test code for it in your spec file, rather than every time going to your UI to check stuff around for your network request. You can actually just test all those backend dependencies on your spec file. Then we have multi-tier system. So if an application has like a complex architecture, right, end-to-end testing is necessary to verify like the overall functions of all the interactions that's happening within that system, within that application. Then for consistent user experience, of course, since it involves the front end, we have to ensure that our app provides a user experience that works across multiple devices, browsers, platforms, environments, what have you. So processes and tools. This is like the end-to-end test processes. We have requirement capturing, then the end-to-end design. You need to know like the components we're testing for and all. Then development, coding, of course. So there's also test-driven development. That's like testing before you even write your code. So that's like beyond here. So let's not go further. So for step one, we need to analyze the requirements. We need to have a clear idea of how the app is supposed to work in every aspect. Then for step two, is set up an environment, a test environment in alignment with all the requirements, which is the end-to-end design. Step three is component design. You have to analyze the software and the hardware requirements. For step four, we have development. Sorry, I think step 6 was cut out. But yeah, step 4, we need to list down how every system needs to respond. And step 5, list down the testing methods that are required to test these responses. This is all words. I'm sure when we write 1 or 2 tests, it will make sense. So then we design test cases. Then run tests, study, and then save the results. So Cypress is good because it actually stores like screenshots of those errors and like even like records videos of like your whole test end to end. In case you need to send it to like your boss or something, and they ask you to test and you need to like prove that you tested and stuff. So yeah. So tools to perform end-to-end tests. We have Nightwatch, we have Cypress, which is what we're here for. We have Puppeteer, we have Protractor. Okay, moving to why we are here, end-to-end test with Cypress. Sorry, guys. So Cypress is a tool to quickly and reliably test anything that runs in the browser. So the major plus of using it is that it's like all in one. You can do a lot of things with Cypress. You can mock API requests, you can spy on it, you can stop. It's like a lot of things you can do with Cypress. And if their documentation is like, how we give Vue props, that the Vue documentation is like really awesome. It's like really straight to the point. You can actually just go to Vue documentation and, as a newbie, or if you're coming from a framework, of course, and you use the Vue documentation, it's really easy to just blend in. Cypress documentation is under awesome one, actually. I really enjoy using their documentation. It's very intuitive and straight to the point. So the main advantage of using Cypress is it's easy to set up and write end-to-end tests with Cypress. Just do your npm install Cypress and run, or open it. And then the test runner makes debugging very straightforward. So when I run a test, I would show you what the desktop app looks like, and you can literally like check every point of the test. Like it logs everything in your console, your browser console. So it has an excellent documentation, which is what I've said. It has also a very fast test execution. Like it's actually really fast writing tests with Cypress. So, and okay, I already mentioned the screenshot part. It takes a screenshot of each executed step, and it's compatible with your CI integration for DevOps guys. Yeah, so this is just a bunch of stuff about end-to-end tests. But now Cypress sort of puts in all this together and gives you this awesome tool that we are now using to test our front end. So yeah, this is like the syntax to install Cypress, the command on your command line, your terminal or whatever. Getting started with Cypress. Yeah, this is just literally me saying what Works is going to do. But yeah, let's just go straight. There are basic Cypress commands. We would be using a couple of them here. So you use .get to get like DOM elements, or it's just basically to select things. You can get like tags, you can get classes, you can get what's it called, data attributes, which is actually like, according to them, the best practice to use data attributes, because the truth is that IDs can change, classes can change. And if you have like a data attributes, it's hard that anybody will just go and change that. So yeah, we have .visit. This one is to visit like remote URLs. Then if you want to make network requests, we use .request, and then followed by URL. If you want to click on a DOM element, a button, a div, a list item, whatever you want to click on, you can use a .click. Should sort of creates an assertion. So should uses, so you can say you want, let's say you have a list and it's supposed to have just 4 items. So you can test with Cypress saying that you want this particular UL that probably has a data attribute of list or whatever you want to call it. And then you could say it should have 4, it should have length of 4. And if it has more than 4 items or less than 4 items, it's sort of fails, the test fails. So there's also the .wait. So in case you're testing and then you want to wait for a few seconds before the next command is executed, that's where this .wait comes in. You have the .window object, of course. So we have type to, in case you have like an input and you want to type into that input, that's where we use the .type. So these are very basic Cypress commands that if you want to do like a very simple test, you'll most probably make use of almost everything here. So yeah, we have layers that would test. We'll test like a network request, we'll test a logic or states, and we'll interact with our UI using Cypress today, all this afternoon or this noon. So yeah, writing your first test. So to run Cypress, the server needs to be run alongside, meaning you need to run your local host, like you need to do your regular npm run serve or npm run dev, if you're using Vue or Nox, any of them. But you need to run that server. That server needs to be running, and then you can run your Cypress alongside so that it sort of runs together. And so that's another upside of what's it called, of Cypress. It's sort of integrated into the app. So it makes like everything, it's really easy to test logics, click buttons, because it's already like inside your application. It's not like you're running some third-party thing from outside, right? So let's just go straight to coding, which is what everybody's probably waiting for. I would have to reshare my screen for that. Let me check for, okay. Sorry, does anybody have any questions? Sorry, I just kept going and going. Hi, do I have people that can hear me?
Hello, Jennifer.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, is there any question? Oh, wow, there's a bunch of chats.
I have a question. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, go on.
Okay. Yeah, so thanks for the introduction to the Cypress. I just want to ask, I know there's the Vue test utils. I think it's a relatively new library. I don't know if you know about it. So I don't know if you know about it and if you have
Oh
any
yeah.
difference between what Cypress does and what that does. If there's like a
So the
benefit
truth
to.
is, yeah, I get that. So the truth is, apart from the small, when you add testing to your when you're creating your project, like there's a unit test that comes where they use the Vue test utils to test like a few things just to like give you like a head start. So like that's like the only encounter I have with it. I barely ever use it. I think like my whole testing experience has been just Cypress, right? So I don't think I can give you like a very, very standard, comparison. But I mean, it's something that we could probably link up and talk about afterwards, after this. So do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks. That's fine.
Yeah, we could talk about it afterwards. But yeah, sorry, I have a couple of chats here. What link isn't working? Oh, okay. Linda, okay, I think you already responded. Is there any other question? Or do I go ahead? Hi, Temitope, welcome. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you should actually move from React to Vue. React is just too much stuff. But yeah, welcome to Vue. I'm sorry for any React lover here, but I think React is shit compared to VueJS. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm sorry. React is awesome. React is awesome. Don't get me wrong. React is awesome, but I think if you give me Vue, I've written both of them, but if you give me both of them, I would always take Vue over React anytime, any day.
Well, I hear you, Jennifer. But yeah, you can go on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any other question on the chat box here. So moving on to, I want to reshare my VS Code. So that's kind of, why does it, okay, here now. Kind of feels like I would have to reshare my whole screen. I hope I shared the right thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can see your terminal.
Okay, so I already have Cypress installed. So this is just like a very basic to-do list. I think in the end, I have to share my whole screen because I have to be going between my browser and my code. So give me a sec. I don't know why it's not. I think I need to, can you see my screen?
I can't see it at the moment.
Just keep rolling. So let me stop and share again.
Okay.
Can I see now?
No.
Interesting.